What's up guys, and today we'll be doing a bedwars video, but instead of playing bedwars, I'm going to be looking at some of my replays and just going over 8 tips and tricks that you can use to just quickly improve your solos bedwars gameplay. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So we're here on Crypt, and I think I win this game. It's a pretty quick game, I think 7 minutes, but number one, always have at least 32 blocks on you to rush. Now, when I get my first 4 iron, I immediately get blocks to place down bed defense. You don't have to, but I do this to save some time, whether it be like 5 extra seconds, but yeah, so I get 4 iron, but I preferably get 16 iron and however many gold, which is usually 4, and when I get that, I get 48 blocks, well, 48 plus another like 10 or 8, and I bank the gold into my e-chest. And right off the bat, you can see, here's my second tip, and that's to learn how to speed bridge. I know it seems very obvious that you need to, speed bridging is a big beneficial, and it can get you to mid or to the next base a lot faster and quicker than if you were just noob bridging. But as you can see here, I'm going to get his bed. He's going to start placing his blocks down, but he won't have enough time to place entire bed defense. So I'll get the bed, snatch it, and kill him really quickly. And at this point, he's kind of got no chance. So I just let him fall into the void, and there's my 2141st final kill. After you bridged to your 1v1, which on this map and on Airshow is perpendicular to you, but on basically every other map you'd want to rush horizontally, save up for iron armor, because iron armor is going to really make a big difference. And that leads me to my third tip, which is don't idle around in your own base waiting for other like iron or gold. Always go to, whether you can go to a diamond generator or another island and get more resources. That always helps, and it'll get you more stacked quickly, and you'll be ahead of the competition. So just always be moving around. And you see here, I'm gonna bridge to the diamond generator because that leads me to my fourth tip. And that fourth tip is always get sharp, prot, or minor fatigue. Also, I just fell right there. But if we skip ahead, you're gonna want to get diamond upgrades because it gives you a big advantage against whoever you're fighting against. Sharp alone also. I'm about to show you my fifth trick, but before we do that, I'll explain. But yeah, so get sharp. So the top 3 things you need to get from diamond upgrades are sharp, protection, and minor fatigue traps. Those are the top 3 things you need to buy because, first off, sharp basically makes your stone sword into a slightly better iron sword. You just get such a big upgrade from it, and it really decides whether or not you win a game. With prot, don't get it. If you have only 2 diamonds early game, then get it, but if not, then always save up for sharp or minor fatigue traps if you only have 1 diamond. That way you can know whether or not your opponents are going to be rushing your base. So let's move on to my 5th tip. That is learn how to block clutch or ladder clutch. I know it sounds like, oh well, I should be a pro to do this. No, I learned how to ladder clutch in under a day, and I can show you right here. Ladder clutching is, it's harder to learn than block clutching, but it basically has the same principles as block clutching. Instead of aiming under you, you're trying to aim a bit in front of you, and with a bit more practice, you'll get used to it. So right here, I'm going to decrease the speed. You're going to see right here, you're going to try to aim ahead of you so you can take less fall damage. And although it's subtle, you're always going to take less fall damage, and in a PvP fight, that really kind of factors in whether or not you kill the person or not. Yeah, here's speed bridging. I mean, learning how to diagonally speed bridge is also really big, because diagonally speed bridging on its own is extremely slow. Like, if you just look at it, it's you're moving super slowly. But when I diagonally speed bridge, I go and move a lot faster. So here is my 6th tip and trick, and that is to learn how to PvP on bedwars. And I know that sounds simple and really common, like, oh, y'all, you need a PvP. But don't get me wrong when I say this. When I mean this, I mean, like, you can see in my bottom left corner right here, it says toggle sprint on. This just helps with getting better combos and W tapping, which is, I think, you're going to see me do here. But just dealing more knockback on bedwars is extremely useful, because bedwars is a game about, like, not falling off into the void and getting each other's beds. And in this game mode, PvP on bedwars is based on if you can combo them either into the void or just combo them PvP regular. But the void will always be your friend, so just know the game, know that you want to PvP, and whenever you're PvPing, try to stay towards the middle of the island and away from the edge as much as possible, and if not, try to build up blocks right here to prevent your opponent from hitting you off. Also, when you're learning to PvP on bedwars, I highly suggest using a client like Badlion Client or Lunar. Not only does it boost your FPS, but it gives you smart tips, or not tips, it gives you smart, like, tools you can use. You can use armor status, like here you can see your chords, your ping, which helps too, FPS, enchant glint. FOV changer is one of the big ones. This one is, like, if you put dynamic speed in, this is my FOV, 110, 100, 76, 100, and 100. I like it when there's more FOV, but some people like it when their FOV is more zoomed in. Like, I know a couple people that have theirs at like 70, although I don't like it. It feels too zoomed in, and when you're speed bridging, it's like up close. I don't know, I prefer mine at 100, and it just helps me get a better view of things, and honestly, it's your own preference, so that's up to you. Or my 7th tip is use high ground. High ground here is always going to be your friend. I mean, you can basically force your opponent to back off of you. And here you can see I built up, which prevents my opponent from not only moving forward, but being able to hit me. And that gives me significantly more advantage over him, because I think if you take fall damage, you're going to have like half a second of buffer time before your opponent can hit you. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. So if you see here, I'm gonna jump over here, and using my PvP, I just combo him into the void. And so this is exactly what I do. Get enough high ground where I force my opponent to back off of me, jump right behind him, and just start comboing him into the void. Like, yeah, at that point he can't really return. I mean, he could have block clutched, but I really don't think that many people would be able to do that. Right here, I wait for him because I forgot to get tools, and so I'm just gonna build up, get high ground. Right now I don't have TNT or tools, so I realize his bed is endstone and wood, but there's not much I can do about it. So I try to lure him out to the edge, and I just basically do the same thing every single time. Go from the inside, PvP, combo them, and out. You don't need to kill them. All you need to do is just hit them far enough into the void. Right now, I couldn't break their bed because it's endstone, and at that point, I realized that I couldn't get tools, and so I would have to go up, basically do the same strat again, lure them outside, drop down, and hit them out. It works basically every single time. This time I didn't kill him, or I didn't knock him off, so I just kind of destroyed him in a 1v1. And here I get his stuff from the generator, quickly buy a pickaxe, but it's not fast enough, and so I try to kill him, but he gets the better of me. And yeah, so that's the one mistake I did, is during late game, have either a pickaxe on you or at least a TNT, because that'll help break beds faster. I'm going over to his base for one final time, and here you can see He's just hiding. And to be honest, I didn't see him until he popped out of the corner right here. And right now, all he has to do is combo me to the edge. But here is where my 8th and final tip comes into place. And that's use blocks to combo your opponent. Or at least get out of a bad situation like I was right here. So right here, all he has to do is combo me off. But instead, he lunges forward. But that still pushes me all the way back here. And exactly right here, you can see he tries to hit me where it shows that he's like trying to break the block, but instead he doesn't hit me. I get the combo in and he dies. And yeah, so just using blocks, hotkey it. It's really useful since you can't use eggs or any projectiles like a rod. Blocks are gonna be your #1 tool for comboing in bedwars. But yeah, let's just finish the game and I'll show you right here. I think I misplaced a couple blocks. I was trying to build straight up, but it happens sometimes, and I think I die here. Yeah, he gets the first hit on me, and I think I die. Oh no, I kill him, I think. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's another thing, is learning to PvP in general. Just learning how to circle strafe and using your A and D keys. And right here, I was basically screwed from the start. I mean, look, I was at 12, he's at 20, he's at the edge. I mean, I did have Stone Sword with Sharp, and that's another thing with getting Diamond upgrades, is that it really helps your game out. And right here, he basically, even if we traded shots, he was gonna lose more health. But I got a 3 combo on him and still killed him. And another thing is, when you're placing TNT, don't shift and hold your S or A and S keys, because then you go down with the TNT, and that's exactly what I did right here. And so at this point, I didn't really have anywhere else good to go except towards the middle where the TNT wouldn't blow me off the edge. And I almost make it out alive, but as you can see here, I use blocks again to stop him, and the TNT exploded, bed's exposed. And right here, I probably should have just cut him off, gone around above the top, and knocked him off and get the bed. But instead, I decided to block him off using these 2 blocks right here. I had to be quick though, but I didn't have time to do that. And then I tried doing it again right here, but he got his first hit. And I'm at 0, and so at this point, I know I'm not going to kill him. All I have to do is just get his bed, and then I die. And I think he falls off into the void, but yeah, I think that's about it. And that'll just about do it. So those 8 tips and tricks hopefully will get you better. If you already knew some of them, then you're basically a pro. I know I probably missed out on a couple, but if you think I missed out on anything, leave that in the comment section. I am using a different microphone. It's the Blue Snowball Ice, and it's the same brand as Blue Yeti, but I got this for my family. They had it already, so instead of paying $100, I just got this one, and it works fine. So the only thing is that if you saw in my other video for my setup, you only have 1 port I can really use. I only have like 1 USB-C to USB converter, so I can't get my mouse in at the same time as my microphone. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm either going to revert back to my headphone microphone, which is pretty trash, but yeah, thanks for watching, and bye.